Cavaliers Live is presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers secured their 45th victory of the season, now winners of 4 straight, back on track here at home as they take down the Magic here tonight, 136-131. They complete the series victory, 3-1 over Orlando. Sam Merrill, one of 5 Cavs in double figures. He's sitting by now with Serena Winters.
Thanks, Kaylee. Sam, Orlando came in here, made it tough. They were hungry. What did it take for you guys to pull this one out in the end?
Yeah, good team. They're a really good team, obviously. Been playing well, and, we just had to find a way to get a win. We got to get better defensively, and we know that, and we're working at it. And but we got a lot of good players on this team, and at the end of the day, you got to find a way to win games, and we did that tonight.
You mentioned a lot of good players on this team. 2 of those are James and Donovan. You got Donovan putting up another 40-piece tonight. What's special about when you can see those 2 connect together? Yeah, I mean, they're both just so dynamic in their own different ways, and they both hit big shots for us all night long. You see Don, kind of seals the game with that last little floater, and James is so dynamic getting to the rim and making plays. So we obviously rely on those 2 a lot, and the rest of us just got to continue to help them out. And Max Strus comes in here. Game 5 for him? Kenny goes with closing him. How important are the little things that he's doing out there? Yeah, he's Max, and we love him and appreciate what he does for us. He had a nice little half of a temp dunk there off a great miss from me. Just right in and out, just laid it up there for him. But, he's going to keep getting more and more into a better rhythm, and he's going to be real important for us going forward. All right, you got Miami coming in here tomorrow. What's the biggest thing you want to clean up from this one? Just got to keep getting better defensively. Got to get back to the way we know we're capable of, defending. Had a great stretch there for a little bit. But the last, few games hasn't been up to our standards, so we got to get back to that level. We got, 10 games left or whatever. So these games are really, really important for us. Appreciate you. Thanks, Serena. Kaylee, back to you.
Serena, thank you. Welcome in courtside here at Rocket Arena alongside Mr. Cavalier, Austin Carr. I'm Kaylee Griffin. The Cavaliers now winners of 4 straight as they take the season series over the Orlando Magic with a 136-131 victory. Here tonight, Austin, again, wasn't always pretty in those moments, very similarly to what we saw on this past road trip. But what allows this team to continue to find a way?
They're starting to understand how to grind out playoff games. This is exactly what you're going to see in the playoffs. You're going to have runs, teams going to catch up, and then you have to hold on for dear life. And the Cavs are starting to play that kind of ball and get comfortable playing that style because, believe me, they were not comfortable in grinding it out about a month ago. Now it seems like they understand that, and I'm starting to see a little bit more rebounding from the smaller people because we don't have our 2 bigs.
There was a lot of honesty from Sam Merrill talking to Serena as well, being like, listen, we have to improve defensively. We know that. We're working on that on a daily basis. And obviously over the next 10 games before the regular season wraps up, the Cavaliers hope to continue to improve on the defensive end. It's time now to take a look at our Misney Make Them Pay moment. And to no one's surprise, it is all about Donovan Mitchell here tonight. Donovan finishing with 42 points. Dished out 3 assists as well, 14 of 22 shooting, knocking down 3 triples, a perfect 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Now his 6th 40-point game already of the season. Austin, what impressed you most about Donovan Mitchell tonight?
His aggressiveness. He was really aggressive tonight. And if you remember before the game, that's what you asked me. I said I wanted to see him come out from the beginning and be aggressive, and he did exactly that. A 48-minute game where he attacked at all times.
They don't believe in magic. They don't. Donovan Mitchell, how about this? Passing Karl Malone for, again, the highest scoring average against the Magic in the regular season. Donovan Mitchell averaging over 27 points now. He just turns it on when Orlando's in town.
There's something about the Magic that I wish every team, he had that for every team. Because, believe me, for some reason, when he sees the Magic, he takes that challenge on personally.
Yeah, 45 points against them on January 26th, 42 points here tonight, 2 of his 6 40-point games on the season. How about the play of James Harden tonight as well? They have become quite the dynamic duo. James Harden finishing with 26 points. He dished out 7 assists, grabbed 3 rebounds as well. Austin, again, a little bit of everything when it comes to James Harden Harden. What did you like about how he struck that balance tonight?
Well, again, he's starting to be the guy that calms things down. I mean, when he gets the ball, it just seems like the team is ready to go. And he's starting to take over that situation. And the one good thing about what he does, he has the ability to score, not just be the setup guy and the point guy, make the assist. He can score the ball anytime he wants.
Yeah, there it is. James Harden in the month of March averaging over 22 points, shooting 48% from the floor and 43% from three. And the numbers speak for themselves. And once again, putting on a clinic here tonight. Austin, with James Harden at the helm leading this offense, how lethal can it be?
Well, it can be very lethal. But if they don't play defense, it makes no difference. I mean, you can score 140 points, but if you're giving up 141, you're going to lose.
That's true.
So that's going to be the key to this whole thing is the offense is lethal because those two guards, Donovan and Harden, are going to be hard to stop. And both of them give the ball up when you attack them and double team them. So that's going to make the other guys lethal. The key is, what do you do on the other end? And that's going to be something, Sam Merrill mentioned it, that's going to be something that they got to work on.
Yeah, one-on-one defense in particular has to be a point of emphasis for this team.
Definitely.
When you think of the defensive end, though, for this team, you often think of Evan Mobley, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, as we revisit our FanDuel's Player Game, Same Game Parlay from pregame. Evan Mobley tonight, he finished with 19 points. He grabbed 9 rebounds, dished out 6 assists. He had a block shot as well. Austin, how was he able to manage both ends of the floor tonight?
Well, because at the beginning of the season, the Cavs were featuring him on the offensive end of the floor. So that gave him the confidence to understand what he can do and what he can't do. And he seems to understand now, putting the ball on the floor, attacking the hoop, it's a lot of good stuff out there for him to have, and he's starting to attack the hoop a lot more and get away from all that three-point shooting because it takes him out of his strong points.
We were a single rebound away from winning this parlay. Evan Mobley.
I just don't understand why we just can't get over the hump.
We just needed one more.
Right, we just needed one more.
Help us out here.
Right, give us a little help.
Well, James Harden did his job. The Cavaliers as well. Evan Mobley did too, but fortunately not our night. We're going to hear from head coach Kenny Atkinson when we return. The Cavaliers by 5. That's the win. Welcome back to Cavaliers Live, presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers taking on the Magic here tonight, 136-131. Let's hear more now from the winning head coach, Kenny Atkinson. His press conference is presented by Wayside.
Great. I mean, they're two talented players that understand the game. High-level scorers, high-level playmakers. But I just told the team in the locker room, if we're going to play defense like this, we're going to have a short playoff stint. So, right now we have a mentality that we're just going to outscore people. And we all know when it comes playoff time, it's not going to be that easy offensively. You're not always going to shoot like we're, scoring now. So if we're giving up 132 points, 128, I don't know, seems like every game, we're not going anywhere. So
what did you think the biggest issue defensively?
Everything. So it's the compete level, and then along with the compete level, there's an IQ level, an understanding of the game. So if you're slipping in both areas, you give up 132 points. And the last part of that is communication, right? So if your compete level's not there defensively, you're missing closeouts or not understanding personnel. That's the IQ part, right? And then they're sliding in for offensive rebounds all the time, and that's so we got to decide. We got 2 weeks to figure it out, and that's a challenge for this group. But right now, we just think we can outscore people.
Kenny, you went to Sam, Max, Donovan, James, and Evan at the end of the game. What do you like about that lineup, the offensive and defensive end, especially with Max getting up to 20?
I figured we couldn't get stopped, so might as well put the guys that can put it in the hole. You know, that's kind of where we are. But again, that's fool's gold. And you know, we're going to find the guys that are going to be in our rotation, the guys that defend. You know, and I think when the playoffs come, you always lean on that. Who can guard their position? Who's going to be a high-level defensive player in the playoffs? That's what gets you in the rotation.
Go. Level of the defensive end, was that a little bit of the thought process of having Thomas Bryant play the amount of minutes?
Yeah, he's one of the guys. I got, you know, Thomas is in that. Never have to worry about his compete level. The consistent at the NBA level, it's a consistency. How long you can compete, right? And he's in that bucket where we know he's bringing it. But right now we have a small group that's in that bucket.
Can a game like this, Coach, kind of be a wake-up call to the rest of the guys in the locker room to raise the level of intensity?
Yeah, but we've been talking about it for, I don't know, 2 weeks now, right? So, you know, there's a level of concern with 2 weeks. And I don't want to hear that, you know, no Jared Allen and we got the defensive player of the year. We got Keon Ellis. We got defenders. It's not a personnel thing. So, like I said, and I don't want to take anything away from the Magic, right? They you know, they played really well, but really, you know, we got to be better.
Jeff, Kenny, I probably should have asked you this earlier in your pregame when you're talking about injuries, but poor Junior, how's he doing?
Who's that?
His name just slipped out of my mind. He's got the groin injury.
Craig Porter. He's doing better. He's doing better. He starting to ramp it up. He's not at contact level. He's not doing contact, but he's getting up and down. So hopefully have him available for the West Coast trip.
Does he play some of that defense? He seems like
yeah, sure. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that's in that compete bucket consistently. Like we got to get more people into that group.
Well, we got more coming up here on Cavaliers Live as we continue to wrap this one up. The Cavaliers now winners of 4 straight as they take down the Magic here tonight, 136 to 131. Welcome back to Cavaliers Live, presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers secured the series victory over the Orlando Magic with a 136 to 131 victory here tonight. A big game once again from the backcourt duo of Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Austin, obviously, we have seen a lot develop over the last few weeks with the addition of James Harden, but the connection between Donovan and James has seemed almost seamless at this point. What have you made about how quickly they've been able to assimilate together?
Well, because to me, they're both unselfish. They score a lot of points, but they're not selfish players. So when you have that attitude and you learn how to play together, which they're starting to learn now, they stay out of each other's way. And they also, when the other guy's doing his thing, they always know where the other guy is. So they can make the long pass back to him across the court. So they're learning how to operate together and stay efficient while they're doing it.
Pre-game, Kenny Atkinson described both of them as egoless, is that they both just want to find ways to win, and that was certainly on full display here tonight. We got more coming up here on Cavaliers Live as we wrap this one up. 26 points for James Harden and a 136 to 131 victory for the Cavaliers.